Brightest blessings, everyone. Psychic medium Elizabeth Grove, the Paranormal Priestess. Welcome to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Elizabeth. I'm a divine channeler, medium, spirit extractor specialist, white witch, and divine alchemist. And I also happen to be a divine twin flame on the path to reunion. It's been amazing being here on YouTube, supporting everyone on very special paths. Thank you so much for the support, for all your love regarding the work that I do. It's truly my passion. I'm really glad to be there for people. And if you are new to the channel, you may think about becoming a subscriber to the Paranormal Priestess YouTube channel family. That would be fantastic. See what you resonate with. It's always about what you personally resonate with on your path and leaving the rest. It's just really amazing to be able to bring things like channel messages and healing methods and protection methods, even information about magic and stones and things like that, which I promise I will be adding more of that when the time is right. But it's really wonderful, and I'm glad so many of you have become clients. I really enjoyed being able to read for you. I offer 30 minutes. I offer an hour. These are all live readings. There are no oracle cards. It's all straight channeling, speaking to the divine beings and hearing them directly, as well as mediumship. And you can find out more about that on the paranormalpriestess.com. If you are interested in a reading, I am booking late April now, and you can check in with me on my contact page, which will go to my email, and I will let you know if I'm guided to work with you, if it's a vibrational match, and if so, I will let you know, and then we can go ahead and book services. I am going to be sharing some messages that are highly important for this time. This is going to be for the month of April, and if you're watching this in real time, we just had some really, really intense light waves coming through, intense portal. Many of you have, I would believe, partaken in the mass meditation that we had for April 4th, April 5th, the 444 portal. And I did this myself, and it was really a beautiful experience. I lit a candle, and I did the meditation, and it was just really beautiful to be able to connect with so many people around the world that want to see this planet in just a beautiful, positive way, want to see this planet transform and really be that light. And I was just really blown away by, some of the sensations that I was feeling, things I was feeling through my body. I've been getting a lot of ascension symptoms between last night and today. But I know it's all a good thing, and the messages for April, my Divine Masculine actually helped me out with some of these because we were speaking about it. Some of the things that are going on for the month of April for these angel channel messages are going to be about the light, this light that has been coming in, the portal energy, and what that means and where it's going to be taking us. So I have some notes here if I need, but I'm just going to kind of get into the overview of what we're looking at for April, and you might want to like this video, favorite it, share it, if you are guided, and that would be wonderful. So just to start out with, my Divine Masculine's higher self first mentioned about joy, so I want to talk about joy and the renewal of self, because that's so important now. And with so many people inside, so many people are quarantined, people are now not having those distractions or those coping mechanisms. They really need to find out what really brings them joy, what they are truly passionate about. So we have this hermit mode across the world, basically, and it's like, well, what do I do with myself now that I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have people around me? What is it that truly gets me excited? What is it that truly brings me passion? And it's a time now to just find a new sense of self, a new sense of joy. And for some people, that renewal, that new sense of joy is actually stemmed in a lot of things that there were connections while younger. There's connections when you were a little kid and you had certain things that you loved to do. Maybe it was drawing, maybe it was writing, whatever the case may be, those talents, those things that really got you thinking, wow, I really love this, but, the reality of it is time for a career. So obviously, to pay the bills and all those things, and life kind of kicked in that way. It's like, got to do what I got to do. And now this is giving an opportunity to so many people to be able to reassess what really brings them joy in life, whether it's cooking, whether it's drawing, whether it's playing an instrument, whatever it is a lot of it will be related to finding that life purpose, really knowing what that life purpose is. For other things, it's just about also paying attention to those simple joys in life where they've been ignored for so long and been traded for other things, and really finding your inner peace and balance. So I get so much of what's going on in April, and what this light is bringing in is bringing that new sense of joy, that renewal, and also bringing in that balance. Okay, and we'll talk more about the subject of balance and how that's coming into play. But I have to say, we are now in April. We are transforming in so many ways, and it's now time for us to embrace those changes, really embrace it. And for some people, it's going to be about letting go of control issues. I'm getting that. My divine masculine, he's understanding that as well, about how it's really going to be so helpful to have a balance there, and to just allow and to surrender things and go with the flow with things. Some people, it's difficult because they try to control their own emotions. They try to control outcomes of things. If it's out of the realm of control, then it's like, oh my gosh, life is over. Now what? Some people have been so used to needing to control, and I do get that. It's so much about now listening to spirit. It's listening to your higher self. It's allowing that intuition and that truth to come in, where you're able to say, okay, you know what? I am feeling connected to this truth. I know it's true, and I don't know where life is taking me. I don't know what the outcomes of this intuition are going to be, but I am going to just trust it, because I just feel deep in the core of my being that it's worth trusting. There's truth to it, and I'm going to see it through, and I don't need to know how it's going to actually play out in my physical reality. I don't need to know that, but I'm just going to stay balanced, stay grounded, stay in the truth of what I'm receiving, and allow that greater plan to unfold. And I'm getting a lot of that in April for people, about releasing their control mechanisms and just allowing themselves to receive truth and trusting in that truth. And that's bringing a huge sense of renewal as well, especially for those who've been logical brains, so much in the analytical brain. That balance of, the hemispheres of the brain, the intuitive, the logical, and it's just really, really important. And then I'm also getting the balance for April between the inner world and the outer world. This is just something that's coming to me now. It's not even on my notes. But it's really recognizing that too. And a lot of people have ignored their inner world in just concentration of what they can outwardly project and outwardly experience. And it really, truthfully, is now about balancing those. What is it that truly fulfills you? And it's not those outside things all the time. It's always about the inside first, we'll put it that way. For those who have only relied on the outside for fulfillment, another person, or a certain outcome, now is going to be really that time while we're all inside to realize, well, if you aren't truthfully happy, it's like now you have to face that. You have to face those emotions and really understand why you're not happy. And what is it that's limiting you? How can you fulfill yourself? What is it that you can do for you that's really going to make you happy and feel satisfied? And remember, every single relationship starts with you. And that's what's so important about April as well. And that ties into the renewal of self, of understanding the self, having time, not even making time, having time. You're made to have it now. Having time with the self, really exploring your depths, exploring things that you are connected to, that perhaps got lost along the way. Also really connecting to your emotions, connecting to your imagination also comes up. This is also a part of the inner world. Everything of your inner world, and having that be enriched and seeing just so much value of that inner world. And this might be a new discovery for some people, but that's what's happening now on the planet, because it's that sanctuary of self. It's understanding that you are that sanctuary, and only you can become that sanctuary first before you're able to create sanctuary out there in the physical world. So this greater plan unfolding now, this light, this portal, this 5D, this gamma, all of this that's happening here is creating this new earth template. And that new earth template is all based off of your alignment with your higher self and the alignment with source. So there's just so much knowledge and so much wisdom, so many messages, so many epiphanies that are being gained right now. In April, I'm really getting is such a pivotal month as far as these huge energies coming in and just changing up everything, and leveling everyone up and leveling this planet up. And, that's going to take me to, some of the imbalances here that it's sifting up. Because as this light, of course, as we know, for those of you who are watching this channel, you've been through portal after portal, trigger after trigger, purge after purge, you know what I mean, especially those who are on the twin flame path. And you realize by now that it's all about the healing work. And it's not about avoiding the healing work, because avoiding the healing work, that's the repressed emotions, the trapped memories. Those are the things that create false beliefs. And that's not where we are anymore. That's not where humanity is going, and going so rapidly. And we have been jumping timelines. We have. So the trajectory of where we're going is super, super fast, and we are just evolving so quickly now. And it's not about keeping those things in anymore. It's not about stuffing those emotions down. If you were hurt in the past, if you were betrayed in the past, if you were deceived in the past, if you were abandoned, if you have suffered abuse, anything like that, and that means this lifetime, and it also connects to other lifetimes. So think karmic situations, karmic partnerships, karmic lessons. Those are those limitations to who we truly are as an authentic soul that are coming up. They're being purged up to get us to look at it. And we have the time now to look at it, and to look at it good, and to really understand our inner world. So that way we can achieve that self-renewal. And that self-renewal is going to be a lighter being, a higher vibrating being, someone who has a much faster frequency, someone who's able to step into their creativity, their gifts, and really step into their empowerment, where they are going to feel completely whole, fulfilled, and they're going to manifest things very, very quickly. They're going to manifest just a beautiful, beautiful reality. That's the type of being that knows that it also goes beyond just what they have created for themselves, but it also then extends out to other people on the earth as a service. And it's a unified consciousness, a unified humanity. So that's kind of where it is in a nutshell. And for those who are struggling perhaps on the twin flame journey now, with very erratic communication or some fear communication, I want to say this. Just know that because of all the fear that's going on right now, that fear, that collective fear, is absolutely purging up and bringing up people's individual fears. So think about this, that as that fear is coming up, you're reacting from that place. So for twin flames, it can get really weird. It can really be where, say, your twin is saying something that's really hurtful. Perhaps, you're coming from a place of frustration as an awakened twin. And here we have, this communication, which is lower in nature, and triggering the belief that somehow this is either A, not a twin flame partnership, or B, not meant to go anywhere in the physical. And that's where a lot of the faith gets lost. And so it's for twin flames to realize, if you are on the twin flame path, that it really is about being able to stay with the energy, stay with what's coming up, stay with the healing work, really stay with yourself, stay with where you're going. Connect with yourself now in this time. Really just figure out what it is that you need. Really engage in that self-care. And if you need to take that time out, and I definitely encourage you to do that, to work with what's coming up that's not feeling good, then go ahead and do that, because it's not the time anymore to avoid it or to push it down. It really, really isn't. And if your beloved seems like they're coming from a place of pushing you away or rejecting you, we have a lot of rejection energy coming up, and it really is about rejecting the self, being fearful of the self because you're feeling the self is just not good enough or deserving in some way. If that's happening, then my advice here is just to really engage in the self-renewal now in April. It really is about that, and work with the energy, because this is a prime time here to be able to clear out whatever is imbalanced, whatever has limited you. So just pay attention to that. Okay, we do have clearer communication coming in. My Divine Masculine's higher self said we do have clarity coming in. So definitely allow for that to come in if you are a twin flame, but clarity, bringing clarity through communication. It doesn't have to just be physical communication. This could be telepathic communication as well. But there's going to be a lot of clarity, a lot of truth, a lot of confessions, a lot of that coming up. So just stay tuned for that. And whatever you're picking up off of your beloved, if you do resonate with being a twin, trust that and realize those are the things, those are the themes for both your beloved and also yourself, where you want to work on releasing that, clearing that out, transmuting it with the violet flame. Okay. And that truth is really coming through. It's coming through in a big way as far as the truth being communicated by spirit. So I just want to say that as well. My Divine Masculine's higher self said that spirit's communicating big time about what the truth is for souls, what your purpose is, who you truly are. Are you a spiritual leader? Yes. So many are you a spiritual leader? Are you a spiritual warrior? Yes. And what has prevented you from stepping into that? What fears? What limitations? What false identities? What false beliefs about the self? How have you been distorting that? It truthfully is about stepping into your soul's role. Okay, so that's very much coming in for April. Okay, and it will be traveling beyond April, but this is all coming in super clear now. There's a twin flame reconciliation. So those of you who resonate with the twin flame journey, there's a reconciliation and there's a leaving the past behind. So we're talking about communication coming in. Yes, for those of you who have been hurt on this journey, it's not uncommon. If you've been deceived or there's been betrayal, there's been something having to do with karmic, partners, curses, rituals, all those things do exist. And we have very colorful lifetimes. And, so many of us, we have that ancient past, which was not a kind place, and just know that those kind of things are coming up, for that to be transmuted, the past being left behind, that pain being transformed. I'm also getting a lot of, if you have lost a beloved in another lifetime, if say, you know, one of you exited before the other, or you exited before the other, and that pain and that abandonment, that's coming up, those emotions are coming up, and still we're having that fear of being left, that fear of being abandoned, being neglected, coming up, okay? Whether you're fearing that your partner has chosen somebody else over you, and then they left you and betrayed you, and abandoning you that way. Whatever the case may be, however you resonate or take that, but we have, you know, sacrifices. I'll say that's the word. If your twin was sacrificed, or somehow within your connection, another lifetime, things were sacrificed and you couldn't be together, it's cleaning up that past. It's cleaning up that karma. It's cleaning out any and all of those emotional imprints in any way. And the reconciliation is now here for sure. And it's also too, I just want to add this because I just thought about this. For those of you who've had really difficult history with your twin in this lifetime, and you're still holding on to that, or still feeling fear that this is going to happen again, please know that you create what you think. So that's creating a barrier right there to union, okay? And this is not to say that some of those things are okay, and we'll talk about that in another video as far as how to achieve healthy union, because I had a client of mine that actually made a really great request for a video, and I will be doing that. But we're not going to get into it for this video, but please understand that if things have been difficult, and you've had a difficult history, and you're still in that, I don't trust this, I don't trust that they're going to do the right thing, what happens if they hurt me again, how do I know they're going to be different this time, I'm still holding on and lingering on those very hurtful conversations, how we left off, please know that it's definitely being guided by the divine to be able to heal the throat chakra, heal your heart, heal from the past where there have been wounds, okay? It could be this lifetime, but also may connect with patterns from other lifetimes. And so I do urge you to check in to see if there's past lives that come into play with these patterns. But it truthfully is about having a clean slate and realizing that with these energies that are here now for April, flooding the planet, creating a new template of love, the new earth, nobody is going to be the same. And so the way you would communicate moving forward versus the way you did in the past is going to be very, very different, because the energy is going to be very different. And plus the work, if you are the awakened twin watching this, the work that you have been doing for yourself, and also for your beloved, for the energy between you, that is also very much assisting, okay? And the work that you do for your beloved is not, just want to say, is not taking that work away from them, where they're not becoming conscious of it and they don't have to work through it. It's just that you are working on the energy. You are working on transmuting the energy. And that's always going to be very, very helpful to shift things, because it only takes one twin to do this, and of course it's the more conscious twin. This is the time. This is the time to really, really delve into that, because it's just really going to help everything, tie everything together. We are creating life from a higher template, a 5D template, unconditional and unlimited, a unified humanity. And that's what this huge event of light coming through, it's all about unification, and to realize, if you're not witnessing that already, that people are showing their compassion, people are helping out, people are speaking out, people are unifying more than ever. Even if we are social distancing, we're physically apart, you can see it that money is not a matter of being famous or whatever is social status. Doesn't matter. Different cultures not mattering. We are all in this together. As they have been saying, it's the great equalizer, and it certainly is. And we need a huge equalizer. And I'm not saying that, having this virus, is a good thing on the planet, and in that sense where people are suffering and people are going through a rough time. It's a very sad thing. Yes, it absolutely is. But on the flip side of it, we have the opportunity now collectively as humans to make a change, to choose the higher road, to choose love, to choose unity. We have that opportunity now amongst the chaos, amongst the darkness, to make that choice of a new earth. And that's where we're going. That's where we're meant to go. Okay, that's where humanity is as far as their evolvement. And I do see that we are making those choices. People are helping other people. People are thinking about more than just themselves. They are wanting to make a positive impact. They are wanting to make a difference, and people are really thinking about the greater picture of life and higher meanings of life. And this is where, so many of those very spiritual awakenings come in. People are also taking that time, like we were saying about the inner world, to meditate, and for those who are going through that fear, or very nervous or panicky about what's going on, if they didn't know about meditation before, people are sharing information now. People are reaching out. They're offering their help. And that's a beautiful thing. That is a really, really beautiful thing. That's a light within the darkness. And so, so much of that is coming in with April, is being able to unify. And, I really do feel that things are going in a right direction. And even if they have to get worse before they get better, people are waking up inside. And, obviously the more people that awaken to the light, the more we can create a brand new higher 5D template to live from. So I believe I touched on everything, unless something else comes to me or my twin's higher self wants to add anything else. There is something else. Just to kind of add on that new ideas and new inspirations are coming to people now. And that's really, really important. And people are, as they're connecting with their inner worlds, as they're in hermit mode, they're coming up with, and I also believe so many are channeling this information with how they're going to proceed next. They're coming up with goals. They are coming up with new ideas, new projects, things that they've never done before. Amongst everything that's happening, people are wanting to take their work to the next level. They're going to want to reach out, in a new way. And so people are going to have this huge creative energy coming through. And so definitely we're going to see a whole brand new creativity surface on the planet. And that's really exciting, things like new music, things like people writing books. I'm actually, this is the third time that I'm writing my book, but I'm bunkering down because now it's just the time where I'm realizing just how much it really means to me to share my story, to do it in an authentic way where I'm feeling happy about sharing it and what it could possibly do for other people in their lives. So, and I'm not saying that, to already market my book. I'm saying that because there are people who are now, saying, okay, you know what, I have these ideas, let me do it now. Or, oh, I have this idea about a new business, or I have an idea how I want to change my business. I have this just new creative project that I feel like I want to put together now. And now is just a great time, and Spirit is really bringing all of that, those messages in. They're really just inspiring people, because as we connect within, we are really listening and we really are channeling so much information to help us be more creative. So be on the lookout, because some of those things that you're receiving now, don't count them out. They're very real ideas that you're channeling. They really do resonate with your soul, and your soul's wisdom is really now coming up front and center. So the wisdom of the soul, the authentic soul, connecting with who you truly are. And I just want to finish up with that. April, and we are riding those light waves. We really, really are. Don't give up as you ride them, as you surf them, because it's going to lead onto a brand new shore, and it's going to be really, really exciting. We just need to get through this transition. So I hope that this resonated for people out there. I hope that this will add to your healing or give you some ideas on how you can heal more, and hopefully reconfirm some of the messages that maybe you have been receiving. So thanks everyone for listening, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you know anyone, or if you have a group, if you're running a twin flame group or an ascension group or anything like that, and you feel like people can benefit from my channel, and you feel guided, it would be wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And if you have channels out there as well, please share with me, because I'm loving to see who's out there, making a true difference. So remember, from the heart of the darkness is born the light. Brightest blessings to all of you. Thank you, and I will see you next week. Take care, be safe, and be well. Bye-bye.